Welcome back to VRE Arcade. In today's video, if you can't tell already with the box sitting in front of me, I finally got my H4 upgrade parts for my H2. Now, I think there might be a lot of stuff out there with the H3 to the H4, but this is going from an H2 to H4, so it's a little bit different. It's the only reason why I decided I would record a video doing an open boxing, because otherwise, that's just not my thing. Enough other people do it. You don't need to see me doing it. But with this being niche more so and not as much out there, I think this might be helpful for someone who's looking to upgrade. What can you expect? You know, and that's really what I'm going to do here. Plus, it's Friday night at 12:30. I've been waiting for 2 months for this. This is technically my birthday present to myself. I bought, my birthday's in May, middle of May. And I ordered this in the middle of April. So I've had it for a couple days, but I'm just itching to open it. But I'm in the middle of this huge sign project right now, so I have to work on that and not focus on this. But it's Friday night. I can't wait anymore. I want to open it up and I want to see my toy. This is what 48-year-old gaming nerds do on a Friday night. We open up our DOF Reality motion simulators and geek out on the gear that we're gonna get. Strappies. And this thing's heavy. I tried to pick it up with those straps. It'll hurt your hands. You need gloves, dude. It hurts, man. It digs right into your fingers. This weighs 58 kilograms, which is 2 times 2.2 pounds. So you're looking at somewhere around 140 pounds, roughly. So it's not the lightest. And the box isn't super small, but it's 32 by 28, and it's a 12-inch tall box for anybody that wants to know, you know. And what I got is the upgrade for from an H2 to an H4. So there's 2 motors in here, where if you get one for an H3 to an H4, you're only gonna have 1 motor, you know. So that would make it a little bit lighter, and you're probably not gonna have some of the other parts. Like, I'm getting the parts that do the yaw, where the ass end kicks back and right, has the roller wheels and stuff, because I don't have that with an H2. H2's just got the pitch and the roll. And now I'm adding yaw and I'm adding heave. So it ought to be exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's get this opened up. And moment of truth. Moment of truth. There we go. I'll put you here. And dun, 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 dun. All right, and some filler, more filler, and more filler. Here's another filler box. Angle piece of cardboard is not worth anything. Here's the box. Oh, there's stuff in this one. We'll open this in a second. I'm just gonna set this over here. All right, and we got some just protective stuff. Okay, here's a box. What's in here? Oh, some cords or plugs or something. Let's see. Here's some more filler. That way. In this box, I am guessing, is the control box. Because when you have an H2, they come with a box, but they only have 3 ports on the back. So you gotta have a 4th port. So you probably have to have a new box. And then here, oh, this box is not a filler. This box has stuff, so we'll set that there. And then, you know what? I got a whole new frame. Whoa, dude. I didn't think I was getting a whole new frame. Wow, they gave me a whole new frame with this. I thought I was just gonna get like parts, and once I get it out of the box, I'll explain a little bit, but man, I'm blown away. I wasn't expecting to get a frame. So when I switch over, I'm gonna have a used H2 frame just sitting there collecting dust. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't, you know, let's see, what is it, how does it look? It looks like, well, let's pull this out. What is this? This is the angle pieces. So what's that? Oh, wait. right here. And then here is, okay, I know what this is. This is like the flat roller part for the wheels for your yacht or your you know, ass end brake, whatever you want to call it. And then, okay, this one must be for the wheels at the front. All right. So that's that. And that is everything that is in the box aside from the frame. Now, I don't have a whole lot of space, and I know this frame is probably heavy, but I'm gonna pick it up out of here and I'm gonna set it off to the side real quick. Yep, that's heavy. If you're not real strong, don't go trying to pick that up. You jack yourself. You will jack yourself. I lift up big old heavy signs by myself all day, so not so bad. There's not a lot of space over here. Oh, man. Yeah. Here, so you lay it later. And let's grab this and put this back on here. And then talk a little bit about it. Since it is different. Oh. Okay. Right. So, yeah, when I ordered this, I thought I would just be getting like these two parts here with this, because this is how they do the heave now with the H4. And that this would just bolt to my frame, and then I would get this separately, and then like this, and I would just put that all on my frame. I didn't realize I was going to get a whole new frame. And you know what's interesting looking at this frame? The H2 frames are angled like this on both sides, because I made the skin on mine. Everything that's light blue on my motion rig, I designed and built. Now I have a CNC machine right over here. You can't see, it's underneath us, but it's over here. And I can just design in Illustrator or Flexi, make my patterns based on dimensions, and then send it to my router, and it routes the plate for me. I just sand it and paint it, you know what I mean? But so I'm gonna have to make new ones, because my old ones aren't gonna work for this. My old skin is not gonna work. Now I knew my old skin would have to be modified in certain areas, but I'm gonna have to make a completely new base skin for it. Interesting. Oh, look at this. Whoa, these are way different. These are way different. Wow, they changed that a lot. The plugs that I got that came with mine kind of look like a male version of a computer power plug. You know what I mean? Old school Macs had them where you could plug from the monitor into the base of like a G3. For those of you who are more of my age group, for those of you who are younger, you're probably like, what is a G3? Anyways, yeah, that's interesting. Oh, let's take a look at what some of these other boxes are. Let's open this one. Okay, so I looked in this and saw this, and this makes sense. See, yeah, see, this is kind of what the old one looks like. Now this is what everybody's used to in a computer, kind of. But the other plugs are like the male version that goes on this. So then this all plugs in, and then that gives me my ends like that. Okay, I see. Because yeah, you've got one of these, you've got to plug it into. So that's how they do the adapter. Okay. I wonder how hard it would be just to frickin' hardwire that stuff all into the right stuff. So that's that. Put that there. And what is this box? I'm gonna open this box up. Let's see what this box is real quick. Probably hardware or some dumb thing. It's kind of heavy. Let's see what it is. Open this up. Maxers, the power cord must be, and then there's some other. Oh, they give you a roll, you got a wrench. Oh, I got another roll of DOF stuff. That's nice. That stuff is helpful. And it's funny because check it out. I'll go over here. And I still, here's the roll of the DOF stuff that I got from my first one. I still have it. This stuff's awesome for keeping all your cords and everything tucked in nice. Because that's what I do. If you're in a motion sim, you don't want all your cords loose because you got pinch points everywhere. And the last thing you want is to be jamming and then you can shred some cables. Now, they're probably all repairable, but it's still a headache you don't want to deal with. So this stuff is real nice, and they gave me more, which is awesome. That's awesome. You know, I wasn't expecting more. I don't know what that is. Mission card. I'll open that all up later, but what else we got? Okay, we got the different arms that you get, you know, the different size ones, and then, okay, just some screws, nothing big. Okay, that's kind of what you get in this box. Right? Put this down with that. And then, yeah, let's just open this one up. I know what this is. This has got to be the control box. It looks about the right size. Gotta be it. Yep, it is. Alright, let's pull this out and see what this looks like. Now that I know their plugs are different. So, that's interesting. Oh, okay. So, from the H2 to this, they put all the ports for the plugs on the front, where they used to, everything used to be on the back. So they don't have that on the front anymore. Let's see, how much different is it from the one that I have here? Yeah. It's basically, they move the, you know, the power switch on the other one is like down here. The screen's over here, the two buttons, so they just moved the screen over here. And then this was just like a grid. This was not in the front either. This was on the back. You know what, I'll be honest, I don't like this as much. I mean, it depends on your situation. For me personally, I don't like that because it's exposed. And maybe that's what people like, so they have access to it easier. But I built this tower right here as a VR control center, and I've got power run to it, and I got my PlayStation and my PC, and everything's connected, linked to into here, and I can access it with a door here, and I can take panels off because I made some panels removable. I didn't like rivet them or weld anything, and where it is there, it's just nice because it's clean. All the wires in the back, they're hidden underneath. It's all clean. Everything's clean. And in my upgrade video that I'm doing, I will show people that. But this means that I can't have the cables hidden inside here, so it's not as clean. Well, thank the Lord that I know how to use 3D printers, and I have about 15, 16 of them. And I can just design and print something. I'll probably just design and print a cover that goes over the front here and has like a port that goes down and goes in, so I can still have the wires going into my port. They'll come out, up, and then go in, but they'll be hidden and closed because I just don't like that. I want it clean. I don't want, you know, it to be a big mess for myself. Takes more time when you do it that way, you know, but it's a much nicer thing. Like all my wires go into a bundle and they're all riveted together. Like if you notice and watch any of my videos, you don't see cables anywhere. They run along everything. They're hidden and jacked. I've got power run to my chair so that I just have plugins at my chair. Instead, I've got USB hubs on here so that my flight sticks and everything go to here because I'm limited so much on like USB ports. And I got a board that had a lot of ports when I built my computer, but it's still just not enough. Yeah. That right there is I take pictures in there. Big white, turn it on, it's just white and take pictures, so that's easy to vectorize and cut stuff out and mask things. The last box, let's see, what is this box? Well, it's got metal in it. What kind of metal is it? And let's go this. Whoa, okay, some longer ones of those. Okay, this is the thing that I seen in the picture. I'll talk about that in a second. What else we got? Okay. Okay, more parts that I don't really know what they are until I take them out of the plastic. This is, oh yeah, this looks like the swivel one. Yeah, this is the one for swiveling at the front. because there's a port here, and this is how your ass end kicks out when you're doing the yaw or the traction, you know. So this pins it to the base. This must be all the base parts, or where are those other two? Oh, I put them right here. Yeah, this must be all the base parts that make the base for this thing to rest on, because that's what's different a lot than my H2. The H2 just has 4 legs, and I made some little hold downs because we're on a mezzanine that I built above my shop, and it flexes a little bit, and when this is moving, the chair would move. Next thing you know, I'd be up against the rail and it'd be smacking against it, so I had to lock it down. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out another same system with this as well. And I'm gonna have to create a little more room, because now that this kicks out, you can kick out this way and be tipped, which is gonna take more room. Where right here, I can be fully maxed and I don't hit this ever, even with my rear air vent, you know. So because now that butt end can kick out, this is gonna have to shift a little bit, but I'm limited by room because my right over here is my treadmill, and when I play with my gun stock, you know what I mean, you gotta swing if you're playing shooters, and you don't wanna, and then reaching, you don't wanna run into stuff because you can reach. Now there's 2 ways you can reach. You can reach like real far like this, or you can just reach like this and walk closer and then reach. If you reach real far, in my spot, because I'm limited on space again, you'll smack the wall or hit something. But yeah, so this thing right here, I have a video that I'm going to be doing for my wind kit. I redesigned it. This is the 3rd version of my wind kit, and I went to a dual fan from a single fan. My first 2 were a single fan, and the single fan works fine, but the dual fan just gives you a little bit more power, because when you start splitting it off, you do lose a little bit of the strength at the front, you know. But the difference with the H4 is this is different how you mount it. The part that mounts the rear, the bracketing, and where it mounts to is different, because it doesn't have that, it doesn't have like the one that just ends in a point. And what I have is a bracket that slides on there and you run a bolt down through. This one has an angle bracket, so now I got to design something that attaches to this. So now that I have this, I can do that video and get that video out for people, because I'm going to make this available for the people that don't have chops on how to design, build, fabricate, you know, weld aluminum, because there's aluminum and everything involved. And with 3D printing, for those of you who know how to do stuff, maybe not big of a deal for you, but for those who have H2, H3, and H4s, and you want to have rear vented wind kit, you know, if you have the fans, you'll have to buy the fans. This is just the plates and all the stuff, the plumbing, to get you rear vented in a center vent, and then to be able to open and close all the different doors so you can have realistic wind effects, in my opinion. You know, because if you're driving in a car with a window over here, and you're driving in a car with a window over here, the way the wind hits you is different. So now that I have this, I can do that. So that's nice. Outside of that, that's really it. Not the most exciting thing, but man, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I love this. I'm so excited, but it's a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of an undertaking to switch it over, because man, I got a lot of stuff. I got to take off. But what it looks like to me is it basically just looks like you take the part that mounts here and goes down and straight to your feet and your everything, and you unbolt that there, and that just bolts right on here. And then you got to put your motors, of course, and then the different rods go on wherever they go. But that's basically it. So from my old machine, from my old H2, all I'm taking on is from this part up. That's it. Everything else is not used aside from the 2 motors. So that's interesting. It's almost like when you upgrade to the H4, you're almost getting the whole rig, in a sense. It feels like, because you're getting a whole computer. My old computer is worthless now. It doesn't do anything. It's junk. It's almost like, man, I should just buy a couple motors and build this up and sell it for cheap and recoup money, you know. But yeah, anyways, that is the unboxing of an H4 H2 to H4 and the parts you get and what you can expect. So, not the most exciting video, but you know, I figured I'd just throw it out there for anybody who's interested and is in the same position, looking and wondering what you get and what you can expect. If you want to see my video coming up with how it goes together from an H2 to H4, you can subscribe if you want. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, but if you want, that's one way to pay attention, or just stop by randomly, and I should have it up probably be a few weeks. I've got another video coming that is a comparison video between a TLCM brake pedal kit and Thrustmaster's new Raceline 3 load cell kit. So I've got that coming. It's a breakdown comparison of what you can expect, what it's like, how much different is it, is it worth the upgrade? So that's coming. And then I'll have some comparison videos of what it was like to play with the H2 on a certain level in a game, shooter, racer, or you know, flight shooter, you know, and then see what it's like with the H4 and then give comparisons. So I've got a couple different things coming down the pipe for people, and hopefully you'll find them entertaining. But with that, this video is pretty much over. I've got my birthday present, my new toy, and I am excited, and I want to kind of get to work on it. But it's a little late, so I'm not going to touch it tonight. But now that I've got it open, I can start thinking about what I need to do, get some measurements for some skins, and yeah, get hustling on this bad boy so I can get to playing it. Because man, this is fun. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what it's like with the new two different, because now when you're racing, I could just imagine you go over the hill like this and you're gonna feel that heave, so it's gonna give you that where you don't get that with the H2. I gotta imagine that heave is gonna make going over little bumps and shit feel so much better. And then the ass end going around, oh, I'm interested to see what it's like in planes too. Play some Star Wars Squadrons and some Aces and see what it's like having that rudder now. Man, that is awesome. Anyways, until the next time, have fun gaming.